I spent the past week learning pixel art. Today, I'll take you through the process I took to learning it, the tools I used, and if I was able to create my dream sprite. Hey, it's CK, and welcome back to 52 Skills in 52 Weeks. This week was pixel art. About a year ago, I had this weird thing with trying to get a bunch of different commissions on Fiverr of red pandas. While I got a few commissions, there was one that I was really looking forward to that I never received. It was of a pixel art of a red panda walking. I was going to use this in videos and potentially make a game out of it, and also just have it for maybe a stream or something. But I got ghosted. So I decided now I'm going to take matters into my own hands. 1 week, Aseprite, and trying to create a pixel red panda walking. Now, I'm not new to pixel art. I have grown up with gaming since I was a kid. I had my own Game Boy as a kid. I even have my Game Boy SP still, with a bunch of Pokemon games that I still have, along with my Nintendo DS that also has Pokemon games. I also grew up with a Sega Genesis, which was the prime time of having pixel art and pixel games. I mean, we didn't even call it pixel back then. It was just video games. So to start off my pixel art journey, I could use Photoshop, which I already own. There's also GIMP, which is pretty much like the free version of Photoshop, the open source version. Or I could use something that's more widely known called Aseprite. Aseprite is an amazing software for pixel art, and it's a one-time fee of $20, and then you have it for life. I personally love it because I love places that have one-time fees, and it's like DaVinci Resolve, which you pay once, and a lot of its features are already free. Aseprite is one of those where you buy it once and you have it forever. So on day one, I decided to make whatever on Aseprite. I just made some guys, whatever that came to mind, and made a person. Made it red because I love red, and then he ended up looking like some old druid dude from the forest, and I kind of liked them. It wasn't too bad. It was just very two-dimensional, very plain colors, no shading or anything. But I feel like it was a pretty good start of where I'm at. I have a good understanding of how a face is supposed to look and a body, I guess. But then I decided to watch a YouTube video. Out of all the YouTubers out there that do pixel art and pixel games, there were two that I decided to use. First one is Sawtunes, which I kind of used more on the animation side. And then the one that I mainly used for inspiration, which was Reese Geoffroy. I'm not sure if that's French, but that's how I was told to say it. But it's spelled like this. Reese is an amazing pixel artist. He's the person that I stumbled upon and have gotten a lot of my inspiration during this whole process. And I think I'm going to be learning from him more just because I like a lot of his work. I like the work that he's doing. And I want to be able to make the kind of pixel art that he does, where it looks like smooth pixel art and it looks very detailed and unique. So on my first day, I made a very simple red panda. I watched this video and then I decided to just make a red panda, and I just made it a regular 2D red panda. Nothing crazy, just a face. And I think it's a red panda. It really wasn't anything crazy. It was just my first actual red panda, and I didn't go crazy with it. And then with day two, I decided to change it up a bit. I found this website called Pixel Art. Pixelart.com is kind of a community showcasing different pixel art. And they actually have this daily challenge that you can do where you can just submit whatever pixel art you would have if you don't have any ideas. I decided to use this to kind of branch out. While I am going to focus on red pandas, I wanted to just work on something different. So I tried to make a remote. And with that remote, I own Roku, not sponsored. But I decided to try to just make the remote because I have it, but I also just pulled up a picture of it as well. And it was a good challenge for me. I used a bigger canvas, and I was able to make a pretty detailed remote that I think turned out to look kind of like a Roku remote. I used a little bit of shading, used the colors directly from the image reference, and I think it turned out pretty great. I never submitted it, but I just like to be able to have different challenges that make me think outside the box. Then I pivoted back to a red panda, of course, and decided to make it based off of a silhouette. I took the silhouette of the image and then made it piece by piece. First the head, then the body, and the tail, and then the legs, and then like the branch it was on. And I think this worked out really well. I think by having a silhouette, it gave me a good idea of what I want to create. It's kind of like a Who's That Pokemon, but then it ends up being the actual image I'm trying to create. On day 3, I went to another red panda, trying to get one that was walking more prominently now. And I used a different technique of outlining the figure of the red panda and then creating it from there. Just kind of using the outline to create the shape of the panda and then fill it in a way. While I didn't really enjoy this process as much, I felt like it was just a good thought process to see what it's like when you're limiting yourself to an outline versus a silhouette, which is a little bit more flexible. And I found that silhouetting was really great. It was kind of like sculpting, and that's what Reese said a lot. You should try sculpting your work, kind of like a stone, and then you chip away at it to make the features. And I think that reigns true in here, where when you make an outline, you define it so much that you focus on the outline and then the thing inside of it. While sculpting, you are kind of more free. There's a lot more options for you. Day 4, I was feeling pretty confident, so I tried to create some animations. They were very light animations, but I watched a Saltoons video first on him animating a donut. For some reason, people really love donuts in the art community and using it as a reference. But animated a donut, and during that animation, I tried just animating some of my red pandas very lightly, and you know, they were all right. They were just kind of a slight move of the pixel, a couple frames, but it wasn't anything too crazy. Just kind of getting my feet wet a little bit there, just putting my toe in. Once I got tired of that, I tried to do another daily art challenge, and it was retro computers. And one of my favorite computers of all time that I've ever owned was this old iMac, which had a dome and had like some cool speakers that went with it, and then it was just a floating monitor. And recreated that, very simple, very fun. Then day 5, I decided to change it up a bit. Just learn more about lighting and having a reference for my red panda and seeing how the light reflects and how you can create shadows. This is really essential because in a lot of pixel art, shadows is what differentiates just a bland pixel art to creating something that has texture and three-dimensional feeling and more depth to it. Shadowing is important just in general, even in like video and photos. So this was like something that I was really trying to harp on. Then at the end of it, I decided to just make a little tail animation because it was very simple, it looked cute, and it's just like sitting there breathing and just, you know, wagging its tail a little bit. On day 6, I decided to try something different with selective outlining, utilizing better anti-aliasing and smoothing and essentially creating a more seamless look when it came to the red panda. This is seen a lot in Pokemon sprites where the light's hitting it is usually the color of the Pokemon, and then when they use black outlines, it's more to define features and not really be hit by light, and it's more shadowy. And that's where I started using colors more often than using just a black line to say, this is the face, this is the arm, this is the tail. And yeah, after 7 days of doing this, I think I've gotten pretty close to a direction of just creating a red panda and creating something that looks like pixel art. Now, I haven't done the animation side and made exactly what I wanted to, but I think this was a good start. It got me into pixel art, it got me into Aseprite, and I think I have a direction to go from here. The most important thing from this week was essentially just creating the basics in my mind. Just working on different basics, trying out different things, and making sure I understand how pixel art is created. And I stuck with red pandas for that reason. I think by sticking to one animal, one object, one thing, I was able to hone my skills in the basics instead of trying to focus on how coloring works and how this works and how that works. And it was just like, you know, the pixel art stuff was just getting my feet wet in different areas or just making me more creative about it. But sticking to red pandas, something I love, something I enjoy, and the main focus of this whole entire journey helped me grow faster and faster because I was passionate about that goal I was trying to achieve. And while this week was pixel art, I want to be able to try to continue this to see where this can lead me and hopefully create what I've been looking for with the red panda walking in the style of the person that I saw. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my journey of learning pixel art in essentially a week. If you like this video, please let me know by liking it and telling me what you would like to see with this pixel art, or if you've wanted to try pixel art as well. Subscribe if you want to see more of this 52 skills in 52 weeks, as I'll be learning a lot more new skills. If you have any skills that you think I should learn, put it down in the comments down below. And from here, we'll see what happens with this pixel art. I enjoyed this a lot more than Blender. I felt like it was a better creative outlet that was more in my speed. I love 3D Blender and the art of it, but this was a lot more, not low stakes, but less intensive on my computer. So I think we'll see what happens from here. But for now, I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week with the next skill. Bye.